Let's bake some yummy hot cross buns. First, we are going to prepare our yeast. We are going to add 10 grams of dry instant yeast to a small bowl, and then add some sugar, and then to that mixture add some milk warmed to touch. I just warmed this up in the microwave. Stir, set this aside, and then to flour we're going to add our warm spices. We added 2 teaspoons of mixed spice, some nutmeg, some allspice, and then I also added some cinnamon to that. Stir, set this aside as well, and then we add some sugar to it, and then I prepared my raisins. The raisins, I just soaked them up in a bit of orange juice, and then I also added zest of half an orange to that. So I just squeezed half an orange to the onto the raisins, and then the raisins were added to the flour. I then added 100 grams of butter to my raisin to my raisin instant yeast mixture, and then 2 eggs. Then I stirred everything up, and then I added the wet to the dry ingredients, mixed everything thoroughly. Once it was mixed, I then went in with my hands just to make sure it goes in, everything gets mixed properly, and then I popped this off onto a floured surface and then started kneading. I was just dipping my hands into flour so that they don't get sticky, and then once the dough is a little bit sticky but not too sticky, you can press on it, not doesn't bounce back that much, but then you then let it go rise for 1 hour or so, and then once it's done rising, I just pressed out some of the air bubbles, and then I cut up the dough into pieces for me to be able to make some balls, and then I shaped the dough by just pulling it under that which I'm showing there, and then I put them on a baking casserole dish, and then I let them proof again and rise. And then to make my crosses, I just mixed up some flour with water to make a paste, and then I drew the lines just like that, and then that's about it before the baking process. So you just draw on the lines, and then I popped this into the microwave. I baked this at 180 degrees for about 20 minutes, and then when they were done, I brushed them with apricot jam that was warmed in a microwave just to make it loose and easy to spread on. You need to be generous with this. The glaze is like the best part of your hot cross buns, and just like that, you will have hot cross buns to serve.